What's up, everybody? You watch Own Whatever Nick Driver, the Nick Driver podcast. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Happy Saturday, August 31st. I hope everybody got paid. We're going to have a nice 3-day weekend. Unless you got to work, then you don't get a 3-day weekend. Yeah, so I thought today I would talk a little bit about the ups and downs of being a musician and being a part of a scene, so to speak, in North Carolina. I don't know what state everyone is watching this from. Maybe your experiences are different than mine in the state you're in, but I can only talk about the experiences that I've had. Now, I have toured all over the United States. I've been to, I think, all 48 mainland states. Have not been to Alaska, and I have not been to Hawaii. But the rest of them I've been to. I take that back. I take that back. I don't think I've been to Nebraska.
I don't think I've been to Nebraska.
But I think I've been to the rest of them. But in North Carolina, I think some of the ups and downs of being a musician, we'll just chat-a-lat a little bit. And you guys let me know what you think, man. One thing I really struggle with is there's very little loyalty when it comes to this entire thing. And I'm not just talking about any specific person. I just mean in general, man. No matter if I was in hard rock bands or I was in doing acoustic shows, and it just always felt like there's no loyalty. I'm not talking about my band members per se, but even in that, man, it just feels like all those relationships are really conditional, it feels like. And I gotta say, probably the person I played with, the longest was probably Darren Abaki. I don't know if he's going to see this podcast or not. I hope so. But he's one that still remains one of my really great friends in the area I'm in, and also just in life. Me and him have a good friendship. He knows when I'm crazy and off the rails and gives me a little space. And he also knows, like I did. He also understands. He's one of the few people that understands how much stress goes on behind the scenes and how people act behind the scenes. I'd love to have him on here one day so you guys can actually talk to him about it too and hear what he has to say. But I'll tell you, man, he was probably, I would say I probably played music with him the longest. So he would probably be a really great person for me to talk to about this. But it just feels like the loyalty, man, it's just non-existent almost. It feels like it's just non-existent amongst people in general. This could just be like the world, man. This could be just like everybody else. That's just me kind of thinking here. And another thing that's can be kind of rough is when you have shows booked and the venue can just, cancel it and be like, our bad. Which leaves you out as an artist. It leaves you in a place of now you don't have a show and you can't pay certain bills because it's very hard to get a show at such short notice. A lot of my shows I put out months and months and months and months in advance. So, but if a venue cancels like the day of or like 2 days beforehand, it's very hard for me to get another gig in that short of a notice. The loyalty thing, man, it sucks, man, when you don't feel like you can trust nobody. It's a bad feeling. And that's one reason I play a lot of shows solo. Of course, I would play music with Darren and Billy. And, there's lots of people I would play music with. It's just something that I have always struggled with because I expect people, which is my own fault, really. But I expect people to treat me like I'd treat them. You know, I do a lot of things behind the scenes for people, man. And that's not me tooting my horn or anything. That's not. But what I'm saying is, I don't particularly expect people to reciprocate. But I also don't expect them to like just be completely unaware of situations. I don't understand people that try to undercut people after they've tried to help them. Like, I've tried to help a lot of people, and I've actually had some people try to undercut me out of shows and stuff that I've helped get shows. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because, you know, if I had to go over with, I wouldn't have done anything for them. But, you know, hindsight is always 20/20. Loyalty thing's always been a problem for me when it comes to music and playing in bands, even though I have had some pretty loyal dudes, you know, and also females that I've played music with over the years. And also there's some good artists that I know that are outside of my band that are good. One thing that I would have done more when it comes to touring, I wish I would have went sightseeing more. I don't know. It just feels like it would be a fun thing to do. I don't have a lot of sightseeing time, you know, and then you get older and you don't want to sightsee all the time. That's the most times I've ever said sightseeing in a row.
I would have went sightseeing more.
If I had it to go over with. But I do enjoy touring. I don't enjoy being away from home like I used to. I got my dogs now. I like hanging out with them. I do like traveling overnight and doing stuff. It's just, I like sleeping in my own bed, man. I do still travel and do stuff. I just am not as ecstatic about touring as I used to be. I've still got some tour dates and stuff I'm doing, and I'm still going in 2025. I'm still having an East Coast run in 2025, maybe doing a West Coast run in 2025, depending on finances. It's looking like I'm going to be able to do it. What's some things that you guys, pros and cons and struggles when it comes to your jobs? If you play music, what are some pros and cons that you deal with? Is loyalty an issue? You guys already, you have that? Is that cool? You know, do you guys struggle with the idea of venues canceling shows last minute because something might come up? That sucks, you know, but it happens and I understand it. But on the flip side, if I don't show up, or if I'm not able to make it, or I get sick or something, then the venues will just ban me off of shows forever. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's definitely, it's pretty wild, man. It's not every venue that does that, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of good venues out there that won't do that, but there's a lot of them that would do that to any artist. You guys let me know what you think. Hope you guys have a blessed day. You watch your own air Nick Driver, the Nick Driver Podcast. Love you guys, man. Y'all be safe. Stay loyal, man.